The following presentation of this Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week is brought to you in part by a generous donation from the Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites, South Bay. The Holiday Inn Express is partnering with Channel 22 Sports to help promote our young people in sports competition and academics so that everyone in our community wins. The Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites. Stay smart. The following presentation of this Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week is brought to you in part by a generous donation from the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board is working together with Channel 22 Sports to promote an environment where everyone can maximize their career potential and so that all employers have the human resources they need to grow and prosper. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board. When you need us, we're there for you. The following presentation of the Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week is brought to you in part by a generous donation from Ralph's Food for Less, the nation's premier price impact supermarket chain. Food for Less is proud to be working with the community to enhance the lives of everyone by providing a diverse selection of products and customer service and by reaching out to support the communities in which we serve.
Welcome to the Lawndale Hawthorne Community Television Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week. We are at Courtney Gymnasium on the campus of Hawthorne High School, and they will be hosting Morningside's Monarchs in Ocean League action. I'm Lou Stowers along with Rufus Washington tonight. And Rufus, the Monarchs are a tough team, but what a tough game the Cougars had against Beverly Hills on Friday.
An outstanding game here at Kai Courtney Gymnasium. They got away with a 63-60 win, which keeps them in the tie for the lead in the Ocean League.
Now, what do you think the Cougars learned from that game? Because Brandon Richardson was not the star of that game. It was Tyson, Shanderick Tyson.
Well, he certainly was. Well, one of the things they learned is that they've got more than one option. Not only was Shanderick Tyson big, but Josh Jordan also played a big game, and that's what the Cougars are going to need. They're going to need their three big guys to come up big for them to win. And as they saw, every team in the Ocean League comes to play. Beverly Hills gave them a heck of a fight, and they can expect the same thing from the Monarchs tonight.
And the Monarchs only have a 4-12 record coming in, 0-1, because the lights went out in the gymnasium against Culver City. They'll make that game up on Monday, but they only have one returner from the varsity.
They only have one returner, but as I've said before, when you get into league play, records mean little or nothing. And the reason being is because all these teams, they play varying levels of competition during the tournament season in December. But they've played each other year in and year out, so they know what to expect.
Absolutely. Plus, they're coached by a legend in his 30th year, Carl Franklin.
Carl Franklin, outstanding coach. Of course, his star pupil, well known to everybody in the South Bay, Byron Scott, who went on to have a great career at Arizona State. Then, of course, with the Lakers and now coaching in the NBA.
And also NBA star Eldon Campbell as well. Why don't we take a look at the Ocean League standings as they look as of tonight, as we see Santa Monica up top. And then why don't you read, go on down the line there, Rufus?
Well, Hawthorne's in second place. Well, not in second. Hawthorne's tied at 2-0. Inglewood, of course, 1-1. Culver City, 0-1, along with Morningside. The game to be made up. Beverly Hills, a very good Beverly Hills team, I might add. But again, you're in league play, and they're pulling up the rear at 0-2.
And then we have some rankings from the CIF in Division I AA, as Lusinger in Ocean League or Bay League action are ranked 9th, but the Santa Monica team, they are ranked number 15 overall.
Well, speaking of the losing Olympians, of course, they're coming off a tough defeat last night to a very good West Warrior team, and we're sure the next time we see the Olympians, Coach Reggie Morris is going to have them fired up because the Olympians are expected to win the Bay League. And that loss last night, I'm sure, stung them just a little bit, but they'll be back on the winning track soon.
So what do you think, Rufus? Do the Cougars have a chance to lay down and let this one go, or are the Monarchs going to have their claws showing?
Well, let me tell you about Coach Mike Rios. His guys always come prepared. One thing that we know, they'll come to put up a good fight. What they don't want to do, and this is hard for any coach to control, you look at the record and you go, okay, well, they're 4-12, and you guys become complacent. That's what we'll be watching for early to see if the Cougar players are sharp up here and sharp on the floor. If they're sharp, the Cougars are going to do the scratching tonight.
All right, well, it's a big itch, high school basketball right here we're going to have tip-offs moments away. It's the Monarchs and the Cougars right here on Lawndale Hawthorne Community Television, Channel 22. Welcome back to Courtney Gymnasium on Hawthorne High School's campus as Kadeem Wells shoots his first free throw of the game, and that is in and out, as Wells is a 69% free throw shooter. And one thing that I did notice about this Monarch team is that their free throw shooting is atrocious at 61%, Rufus. Second one is up and in. The first point of the game, the foul was on Derek Williams, and one team foul. Justin Martin has it, passes it down low, gets it back out to Brandon Richardson. Richardson has it now down low, but it's tipped away and stolen by the Monarchs. And back they come with 7:25 left to go. We'll get the starting lineups for you next whistle as the ball is bounced up to Devon Lockley. Lockley, big, wide body, now gets it over on the left side. A line drive shot won't go down as the shot was taken by Albert Carthy. And now Richardson comes, puts the ball up as a man was in front of him. As we have a foul on the play with 7:07 left to go. Actually out of bounds as Richardson has it now. Tyson goes up for the jump shot. That won't go, and the rebound is off to the Monarchs with 6:59 left in the first. 1-0 Morningside.
Morningside, in talking with Coach Carl Franklin, they take what the defense gives them. They get an opportunity to run, they'll run. If they have to play a half-court set, they do that as well.
And a turnover for each team on that exchange. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll be Hawthorne. And another turnover for Morningside. Is number 13, don't know who that is. I'm assuming that that's Albert Cathay. But we'll find out. I don't see a 32 out there. Maybe you can help me out there, Rufus, as we go along here for
Absolutely.
Morningside. As 6:23 left to go in the first. A long shot for three by Richardson. Finds the bottom, and that makes it 3-1 in favor of Hawthorne.
Brandon Richardson, as we've talked about before, one of the best pure shooters in the South Bay.
Kadeem Wells is too far over the falls for that one. Puts up a wild shot. Rebound is off to Hawthorne, leading 3-1. 6 minutes left in the first. Richardson has it, goes around his man, trying to take it all the way, went into traffic, and he's fouled.
Richardson with an excellent crossover move there to get loose and to attack the basket, create the free throw shooting opportunity.
All right, so just want to talk to the truck there, and Tom, if you can adjust my headphone level, I would sure appreciate it. Okay, Richardson with his free throw try, his first one of the night, is perfect. 4 points for Brandon, as Brandon was 5 for 5 against Beverly Hills in the free throw department last Friday. Next free throw is up and in. And Richardson now with all 5 of Hawthorne's points makes it 5-1. As bringing the ball down, I'm assuming, is Albert Cathay. The 5'8", 165-pound junior takes it down, and his shot and his layup won't go down. As the ball is out of bounds, it will go to Hawthorne with 5:42 left to go. as this Morningside team only one returning varsity player, as we said in the opening. And number 13 is Albert Cathay. And the ball goes out of bounds, and the ball will go to Hawthorne. So the ball is turned over by Morningside. Kind of a slow start to this one, Rufus.
Well, Morningside is a type team that starts slow. They only average about 56 points a game, 11 in the first quarter. Hawthorne, on the other hand, starts pretty fast at about 15, and they build from there. They're averaging close to 67 points a game.
Shanderick Tyson with the layup. Boy, that almost came out. 2 points for Shanny Poo. And it's 7-1 Hawthorne.
You're treading on thin ice, Lou.
I am. I'm sorry. Just thought I'd had to get that in, get that out of the way early, right? Morningside trailing by 6 points as Alvarado brings it down, takes a long 2-point shot and rolls it in. Maurice Alvarado, that's the only returner with his first bucket of the game to make it 7-3.
Alvarado, one of their two leading scorers on this team. You can expect to see him put it up quite often tonight.
And putting up the shot there is Justin Martin for 3. That won't go out, but the rebound is taken by Devon Lockley, a 6'3", 230-pound junior. All he can do is get good. As Albert Cathay with a long 2-point shot, just short. Rebound is being volleyballed around. Now taken by Alvarado, and he puts it up and in.
Cougars never gained possession of the ball. They fumbled it around. Morningside got a hold of it and was able to convert the second chance opportunity.
7-5 Hawthorne leading Morningside. 4:20 left to go in the first quarter. Glad you joined us on Lawndale Hawthorne, Channel 22. Ball is stolen away from Jordan right out in front. And back comes Morningside, led by Cathay for a long 2. And it bounces around, and Albert has his first bucket of the game. That ties the game up at 7. And Albert is finding his range. Albert Cathay, the best player, according to Coach Carl Franklin, in his 30th year at Morningside. Ball is skipped across and stolen away by Jamal Cooper. Cooper gets around one man but can't get the layup as the ball is taken by Tyson, but it's stolen away by Cooper and out of bounds to the Cougars with 3:42 left, and we have some substitutions for each team.
You got to be able to finish, Lou, and Cooper had a wide open layup and couldn't finish it. That was 2 points lost to the Monarchs. It's the small things that hurt you over the course of a season.
Keith Lewis
and a ball game.
Keith Lewis comes in for the Cougars, and Leon Anderson comes in for the Monarchs. 7-7, 3:30 left in the first. Tyson has it. Tyson downloaded Jordan, but it's stolen away. Another turnover. Lots of turnovers tonight by the Cougars early on. 4 unofficially.
Well, one of the things the Cougars are trying to do is assert their inside presence by going into both Josh Jordan and Shanderick Tyson, or at least attempting to.
As some ugly passing going on, good defense by the Cougars. We have a jump ball. Let's see where the possession arrow goes. And it will go over to the Cougars, trying to break the 7-all tie. Now we have a timeout on the floor with 3:04 left to go.
3:04 left to go, and the Monarchs of Morningside High hanging tough here in the early going. With 3 minutes left, they're well over halfway to their quarter average, but more importantly, right now they're playing according to what the Cougars are giving them. And talking with Coach Franklin before, actually, as I do with all the coaches, what's your offensive strategy, what's your defensive strategy? It's real simple. It's we do whatever they give us. You know, if we get an opportunity to run, our fast breaks, we'll do that. If we have to come with a setup, that's what we do. He's expecting Hawthorne to play a lot of man. If they play man, they have a motion offense that they'll run.
Monarchs are on a 6-0 run right now, Rufus, as they're being led by Maurice Alvarado with 5 points for Brandon Richardson, who has the ball now. His time is in for Hawthorne with 2:55 left to go in the first quarter. Richardson gets the ball over to Tyson. Tyson goes down the lane, puts up a shot. It was blocked, but now it goes over to Jordan, and he puts it up and in. Nice play by Josh Jordan, the 6'6" senior.
And that's what Josh has to do. Josh has to be a force on the inside for the Cougars.
He has more experience on there. Now, Rufus, do the Cougars have a danger of playing down to a young, inexperienced team like Morningside?
It can be. That's going to be up to two things. It's going to be up to the crowd to lift them a little bit. as well as Coach Mike Rios. And clearly the coaching staff will attempt to, if they see that happening, and the best antidote for that is that if the guy's on the floor not doing it, you look down on that bench and you call somebody else's number.
Tabrion Laverette coming in the game for Hawthorne. The foul underneath on the offensive side was on Leon Anderson, the second team foul. So the ball gets turned over to the Cougars. Lewis gets it over to Tyson. Tyson will go for three from a long way out. That was not close as it hits the rim, and Monarchs bring it back.
And that's not his shot. That's not where you want Chanderick shooting from at his size. Elbow shots maybe, but way outside the three-point range, that's not it. Richardson does the teammate sort of thing. Give Brandon Richardson a lot of credit on that, Lou. He could have taken it himself for the easy layup. Gives the crowd a little something to cheer about. Sets up his running partner, Chanderick Tyson, for the slam dunk.
Chanderick Tyson is a tall 6'6" shooting guard as he took the high percentage shot there after the low percentage three-point shot. Kind of making up for it now with 4 points. Ball down low. Man is double teamed, but it still goes in. That's Maurice Alvarado with 6 points in the first quarter. 11-9. Hawthorne with the lead. 1:20 left in the first. Richardson with it, being guarded on the 2-3 zone, is now coming across is Leverett on the baseline, but he's fouled. And let's see what's going to happen here. Ball just out of bounds, I assume. That was a rough play underneath the basket.
A little bouncing around. Our officials tonight are Heath Jones and Steve Elliott. We had Heath last week, in fact, on Friday night for the Beverly Hills game.
And he was commenting about that, how good of a game it was, as the give and go is stolen away underneath by Anderson, and back come the Monarchs with under a minute left to go. The alley-oop goes off for the mark. Just the pass was just a little off by Kadeem Wells.
Just a little off and a little high.
That's right, kind of like a Vanderjack's field goal the other day.
Wide right.
That wasn't wide right. That was almost into Ohio.
And there goes your season.
Absolutely. Tyson with it. Now up top to Jordan. So Lewis has it now. Bounces it to Tyson, trying to go in, drive in, gets it into Jordan. And let's see, do we have a travel? Or was it 3 seconds in the lane?
Don't get the indication, but it was a violation of some sort. Let's assume that it was a 3-second violation against the Cougars.
Jordan, that was a nice pass, though, by Tyson to Jordan. But it remains 11-9 with 30 seconds left in the first, as Cathay tries to get it underneath with a underhand pass, but that's stolen away. Richardson now over to Tyson with the left-hand layup.
They're feeding the big man, and he's coming through.
13-9 is the score. Hawthorne with the lead, as now the shot clock is off with 15 seconds left. Wells gets it, but it's stolen by Leverett. Stutters and puts it up and in with 6 seconds left. Leverett with his first bucket of the game, and now we have a timeout. Delay of game is called against Hawthorne. And now 5 seconds left. 3, 2. Cathay gets it over to Anderson for three. In and out at the buzzer.
Almost went for the Monarchs. Almost not good enough, of course. They certainly needed a scoring opportunity there as they trail 15-9 after one quarter. The Cougars, you were talking about whether they'd be lethargic. They got a couple of things going in their favor. And boom, all of a sudden what was a 7-7 game, with about 3 minutes to go in the quarter down the stretch, they outscore them 8-2.
15-9 is the score. Leading the way, Chanderick Tyson with 6 points. 5 points for Brandon Richardson, and 2 for Tabrion Leverett, and 2 for Josh Jordan. Why don't we go over the starting lineups while we have a minute here for the Monarchs? This is their starting lineup. Kadeem Wells was the point guard, 5'8", 165 junior. And the shooting guard, number 13, Albert Cathay, a 5'8", 165 junior. At the 3 position, Maurice Alvarado, number 5, 6'2", 215-pound senior. At the power forward, number 33, Jamal Cooper, 6'2", 185-pound senior. And in the middle, number 15, Devon Lockley, 6'3", 230-pound junior. For the Cougars, Brandon Richardson at the point guard spot, a 6-foot junior. The 2 guard, number 21, Shanderick Tyson, a 6'6 senior. At the small forward, number 10, Derek Williams, a 5'11 senior. At the power forward position, Josh Jordan, number 23, a 6'6 senior. And in the middle is listed number 31, Justin Martin, the 6-foot senior, as we get underway here in the second quarter.
All righty.
As Wells trying to go around Casey Jones in the ball game for the first time, puts up a shot that was partially blocked, and Jordan gets the rebound, gets it off to Casey. Let's see if he can spark the Cougars the way he did against Beverly Hills.
Well, he certainly did that. Casey comes in with a ton of energy. Already finds his open teammate on the baseline. That's Leverett, who scores the basket.
And that makes the score 17-9. So Leverett didn't get to see a whole lot of playing time against Beverly Hills, is seeing some tonight. Now the ball is down to Cooper. Cooper puts it up, bowls his way in to Lockley, and Lockley will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, an interesting substitution strategy here. Coach Rios, and I don't know that he did it intentionally, but he downsized his guards, right, from the larger guards to his smallest pair of guards to match up with Morningside's small backcourt.
That's right, we got a track team out there now. We got the relay team out there. So Lockley's free throw is clanks off the iron. Only a 50% free throw shooter. But yeah, this Morningside team is a work in progress.
They are indeed. But one thing that Coach Franklin knows, and all the fans right here know, they knows how to build a basketball program.
Absolutely. Is Casey Jones gets it up top. Now to Lewis. Keith Lewis, the 5'9 senior, gets it back. Now over to Taylor Young in the game for the first time. Ball is rotated over to Leverett. Down underneath, it goes out of bounds. Casey Jones was saying, that ain't coming to me, is it?
Yeah.
Or excuse me, is it?
Exactly.
This is high school.
There you go.
Excuse me. I was going to say aren't, but can't say that either. Brandon Richardson and Derek Williams will be in next whistle. Ball is taken by Latron McDowell in the game for the first time. McDowell, a 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, was on the freshman team last year. Now he's up with the big boys. Alvarado with an air ball. Ball is taken by Jordan. Or that was Young. Gets it to Jones. Long pass, tipped off, and look out. Blammo. Devon Lockley and Leverett, I believe, ran into each other, and you know who's going to win that collision.
Well, you know who's going to win that, and that's Lockley. Contact was not intentional, but the foul had to be called.
Look at this, bam. Get the insurance card out on that one. Oh, man. He won't feel it he'll feel it tomorrow, that's
right.
for sure. Well, it's not a shooting foul, so that's the second foul on Lockley. As Coach Franklin is barking at Steve Elliott, one of the officials, as the ball is inbounded. Ball is tipped, and nice defense again by the Monarchs. Down low to McDowell, and he lays it up and blows the layup. 6:15 left in the first half, and back come the Cougars. Casey Jones has it, goes down the lane. Somebody's sticking on him like glue. That was McDowell. Rebound is off of the left-handed layup, and back comes Jamal Cooper.
Jones a little bit out of control on that last play, but the other thing we saw was Morningside's inability to finish. Third straight trip down, we've seen him get inside the paint and not be able to finish.
Now, I hate to say I told you so, but are we seeing the Cougars playing down to the competition?
Well, we're seeing them play down just a little bit. They're trying to dictate the pace, so the Cougars want to get out and run. They've just had a couple turnovers on their outlet passes. But they're still playing good defense, as they've only allowed 2 points over the last 6 minutes or so, make it 4 now.
That's right. That's the first score of the second quarter for the Monarchs to make it 17-11. Alvarado with 8 points for the Monarchs. But this 2-3 zone by the Monarchs has created unofficially 9 turnovers by the Cougars.
Well, this is the matchup zone that Coach Franklin told me they'd play. Again, what you see a lot of teams do in a matchup, fans, is nothing more than you're playing man defense on the ball. The other 3 guys are in a zone.
Lockley gets his 3rd personal foul with 5:07 left to go in the second, as Tebrion Leverett will go to the line to shoot 2. And he's got some hops in there. Look at him go for that rebound and put the shot up.
Leverett, one of the newer players on this year's squad, although he's a junior.
And had 2 points versus Beverly Hills. Taylor Young, another youngster, did not play against Beverly Hills, comes out of the ball game. Back in is Justin Martin. So 1 for 2 is Leverett's. 5 points for him. That makes the score 18-11. 5 minutes left to go in the first half of play as the Cougars trying to figure out this Morningside team. Ball is down low, and the ball rims out as the shot was taken by Anderson. Now the ball is out of bounds, tipped out of bounds by Albert Cathay, and it will remain Cougar ball.
It will remain Cougar ball, and by my count, that's the 4th time here in the first half that Morningside didn't finish when they were at or near the basket for what should have been an easy bucket.
Richardson passes over, a long pass. Cooper tips it out of bounds. There's a lot of hands are up here on that Monarch defense.
A lot of hands are up on the Monarch defense. Again, coming out of the zone, and they'll switch it up from time to time. But that's your base defense is a matchup zone.
Leverett comes out, and back in is Josh Jordan, the 6'6 senior. Gets it over to Richardson for 3, just a little long. Rebound is off to McDowell. He puts it into gear and is run down by Richardson, who tips the pass out of bounds with 4:36 left in the half as Hawthorne leads 18-11.
That's what you call not giving up on the play. Lou Richardson took the shot down on this end. The ball came out long. He was a good 20 feet behind the initial lead pass, caught up to it and knocked it away.
Cathay with the long 2-point. It's a 3-point shot for Albert Cathay, now with 5 points, and we'll see if he gets his radar. 18-14 as balls are bouncing off all over the place on legs as Richardson finally gets it under control with 4:15 left. Jones skips it all the way across to Tyson. Goes down the wing, gets it down low to Jordan, puts it up short, has good defense on it, but he gets his own rebound and puts it back.
Jordan stays with it. They're having a problem matching up with them on the inside. That was Leon Anderson there at 6'2", not a match for Josh Jordan, who comes in at 6'5".
Anderson takes a shot from the free throw line. No, Cathay's rebound shot, that won't go. Richardson fighting for the rebound. Yes, 3:40 left in the first half, 20-14. Richardson brings it up quickly, gets it under to Tyson, lays it up and in. Good bullet pass by Richardson.
I think the Cougars have found something that they really like between when we saw them Friday night against Beverly Hills and tonight, and that is they're going more and more to Tyson on the inside, and excellent interior passing by Brandon Richardson.
As Josh Jordan tips the ball out of bounds. Now, I wish we could get a tabulation on assists from Richardson to Tyson in the past 2 games, because Tyson, his scoring stats are really getting fat. Had 20 points, 14 in the second half against Beverly Hills on Friday.
Well, he's an excellent player. He's who's come into his own this year, and hopefully, and I expect that he'll be playing on Saturdays next year.
A bucket for Anderson, the 6'2", 215-pound senior, makes it 22-16 with 3 minutes left. Tyson from the free throw line, nice little rainbow shot. Can he miss?
I don't think he can, especially when his jumper is on. We know he's going to make his layups.
First player to double figures, 10 points for Derek Tyson. 6'6" senior and off the glass, and that was Leon Anderson. Was that an H? Did he call it off the glass?
I believe he did. I mean, as nice as that went, that wasn't by accident.
That's the JV team did that on Morningside as well. By the way, Hawthorne's JV team 59-49 over Morningside before this game. Also on the soccer field, not too far away from us, Cougars over Morningside 3-1. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Big shot by Tyson. That won't go down, and the rebound is taken by Alvarado. Back comes Morningside with 2:05 left. Alvarado puts up a shot, was blocked by Martin coming up, and the rebound comes up, and look out. Anderson ties up Anthony Starr. Seeing his first action for a while.
Anderson going to be called for the holding foul, though, on the reach in. Thought he had enough of the ball to force a jump ball. The official didn't see it that way.
And they call that on Derek Williams.
No, I think they had it right the first time. They called it on Anderson for Morningside.
All right. Second personal, 5th team foul. Starr gets it underneath to Leverett. Nice baseline move, but didn't get the shot up, and now we have a whistle underneath. Josh Jordan with the foul.
Foul against Jordan on the inside. A lot of bumping and grinding. Official felt Josh maybe a little bit too physical.
So that's his second personal and the 3rd team foul as the turnover is forced, and back they come. Tyson doing the cherry pick and puts it up and in. That was a nice move because he was under the basket.
He was under the basket, and Brandon Richardson, again, here's what's impressed me. We know that Brandon Richardson is a scorer. He's the leading scorer on this team. I've been impressed with his passing. I mean, he's made some pinpoint passes tonight.
Well, we're seeing some passes that are going the other way. That's 3 turnovers in a row. And Richardson, we're going to have to check on him because he just went flying into the stands. Josh Jordan completes the play for 6 points and a 28-18 lead, 10-point lead. And now Richardson is back in the game as Wells goes flying into Tyson. And Wells gets the foul called on Chanderick Tyson. Nice play by Kadeem Wells to force that.
Richardson took a couple of seats out to the left here of our broadcast position as we watch the replay inside on that last shot attempt by Morningside. Good to see him come back, though. Doesn't appear to be injured or hurt at all.
So that snaps a mini run by Hawthorne, a little 5-0 run as Taylor Young comes back in. Richardson still in the game, checking the cobwebs to see if anything's still left. Coach Mike Rios, along with Eugene Kwong. That free throw is up and in. So Wells now with 3 points, 28-20 with under a minute left to go. Bad pass by Taylor Young trying to force things down low. Out of bounds, another turnover by the Cougars.
Cougars have missed a couple opportunities. In fact, they've had quite a few turnovers. Again, their best passer being Brandon Richardson. A lot of the other guys forcing passes.
Wells tried to force that one up and just got into too tall of a tree. Long football pass. As now Tyson has it, was double teamed, gets it back over. Now Taylor Young Tyson has it now, and the ball is taken away from him. As now the Cathay comes down, his layup won't go down as the rebound is taken by Leverett. 8 seconds left to go as Tyson trying to get something going. As now the ball goes off of the Monarch into the hands of Leverett. What a play. The buzzer sounds to end the half 30-20 as Leverett and Tyson will say, well, we practice that every day, Rufus.
And here you see on the replay, we see the end of that, but what happened was Leverett was like, boy, look what I found, because the ball was actually tipped by one of the Morningside Monarchs.
All right, the score is 30-20, and the leading scorer for the Monarchs with 8 points, Maurice Alvarado. 4 points for Leon Anderson, 3 points for Kadeem Wells, and 5 points for Albert Cathay, and 0 points for Devon Lockley. For the Hawthorne Cougars, who have the 10-point lead, 12 points for Chanderick Tyson, 7 points for Tebrion Leverett, 6 points for Josh Jordan, and 5 for Brandon Richardson, for a total of 13 points, 15 points in each quarter for Hawthorne.
And I think the key stat there, which we don't have, but you mentioned earlier, is how many assists does Brandon Richardson have, not just in the last game, but tonight. He has done an excellent job with pinpoint passing of feeding the ball to Chanderick Tyson. Chanderick needs to be thanking Brandon for what he's done. The first play in particular, and the reason the play was so heady was that Brandon Richardson understands that I'm a shooter, I'll get mine. let me get my big man set up and going. Gave him the easy slam dunk when he could have took the layup himself. That got Chanderick off the snide, and they've been rolling ever since.
Sure have. Rolled to a 10-point lead going into the third quarter. We'll be back with that action coming up. You're watching Lawndale Hawthorne Community Television Channel 22 sports presentation of the Game of the Week. Stay tuned for the third quarter, Morningside at Hawthorne. And we are back at Courtney Gymnasium inside or on the campus of Hawthorne High School, where the Cougars are hosting Morningside's Monarchs. And boy, what an Ocean League game this is, with Santa Monica and Hawthorne tied at the top, followed by Inglewood, then Culver City, Morningside, and Beverly Hills. Our next broadcast, when the Rufus Washington Tour will end up in your town, it'll be in Lawndale, when Redondo's Seahawks land inside of Olympic Gymnasium to take on the Olympians. And that should be a very good game as the Olympians taste defeat in the Bay League.
Oh, it's going to be an exciting one. But before we get to that, we can't count our games before they hatch. We got a good one that's unfolding here tonight. Cougars went off on an 8-2 run in the first quarter. They made it, held up in the second, and added to it. So they'll start the second half with a 10-point lead over this Morningside Monarch squad.
And starting lineup should be about the same for either team, for each team, as Tyson with 12 points, leading all scorers, has the ball, gets it back from Richardson, goes down the lane, puts it up and off the glass.
The story of the first half, Lou, was the missed opportunities for Morningside. I counted 5 missed layups. That would have given them a tie ball game as they come out early, going to their low post option in the form of big Davon Lockley at 6'3", 230. He's got to be on the football team.
Well, I tell you what, he's like a bull in a china closet down low. Took
in
care
a
of Josh
small
Jordan.
china closet, I might add. Yeah.
That's right. The foul is called on Chanderick Tyson, his second personal, and the first team foul of the second half. The free throw is no good, as Mr. Lockley is 0 for 5 in the free throw department, as he was trying the old-fashioned three. So maybe that'll be the modus operandi for the Monarchs in the second half. Oh, Richardson's shot didn't go in. Jordan's putback didn't either. Lockley gets the rebound and gets it off to Albert Cathay. Cathay wanted to go in, but there were too many white jerseys. Now we'll just stop and shoot from there. Gets knocked down in the process as the rebound is being fought for and taken by the Cougars. Richardson has it on the give and go to Tyson. Puts it in for 16 points.
And that's 2 assists for Brandon Richardson this half. I'm going to track his assist in the half.
He had 3 assists in the first half.
Okay, 3 in the first half, and he's got 2 so far here in the second half.
Timeout called by Carl Franklin. You see the legend there in the red sweater and the glasses talking to his Monarchs, as it's a 12-point lead, 34-22. And there you see Tyson off of the pass from Richardson. What a duo that's turning into in the Ocean League.
Oh, an outstanding duo. And the reason it's good is because of, one, you got 2 very good players in Chanderick Tyson and Brandon Richardson. But you've got in Brandon Richardson, the junior guard, who is a star in the Ocean League, and I can guarantee you will be first team Ocean League. Chanderick Tyson making a push himself to be on that Ocean League first team this year. But Richardson being unselfish, all right, as a player, knowing he's a star, but sharing the wealth.
And that's not going to go unnoticed, I'm sure, as coaches and scouts come around, as Cathay puts up a running jump shot. That won't go down. Richardson gets the rebound and gets away from it all. Bring it across the line, gets away from Wells, gets the ball back. Over to Tyson, his buddy, throws the ball away, and back come the Monarchs, trailing by a dozen with 6:20 left to go in the third quarter. Alvarado to Wells. Wells gets it over on the left side to Cooper. Jamal Cooper for 3, top of the key, an air ball, but it's saved by Cathay, throws it right back to the Cougars. Tyson to Richardson. Richardson flying in, but the ball is blocked by Cooper, who leads this team in blocks, now has 7 on the season. Over to Cathay. Cathay puts it up, but it rolls off the rim. Rebound to Alvarado. He puts it back.
I was just about to say Alvarado not getting on track. Morningside there thought perhaps they had drawn a foul against the Cougars. No call made on the initial shot attempt, but Alvarado with a good follow.
Another turnover by, nope, it's not, as Tyson gets the ball from Jordan. Now the ball goes up. Shot taken by Keith Lewis, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Shanderick Tyson trying to get in on the passing game as well with a nice feed to Justin Martin. Justin Martin fouled on his layup attempt.
Foul is on Kadeem Wells.
They got five team fouls?
First free throw is up and in by Martin. Martin was 0 for 2 for free throws against Beverly Hills, has one tonight. 35-24. As Martin's free throw is up and in. 2 points for Justin.
So 6 quick points out of the break in the first minute and a half for the Cougars. So they've gotten off to a good start here in the second half.
Cathay passes the ball. Good defense up top. Good pressure defense at half court by the Cougars to force that turnover. Unofficially 10 turnovers for the Monarchs, and for the Cougars 13, 12 in the first half.
Cougars putting a little more distance between themselves and the Monarchs with this 12-point lead.
Tyson gets it back to Richardson, wants to run the play, gives it back off to Tyson, loses his man. Now Richardson has it from the corner for 3, just off the mark. Rebound is off to Cooper, throws the ball on an outlet to Cathay, puts the shot up as Richardson made the good defensive play down court.
Cougars with a size advantage at every position, and Shanderick Tyson attacking the basket and scoring.
Unconscious. Shanderick Tyson with 18 points, 38-24, and now we have a whistle and a hack. Derek Williams, I believe, is called for the foul.
Referee Steve Elliott had his choice of Williams or Josh Jordan. To Josh's relief, he gave it to Derek Williams.
Second personal on Derek, and the second team foul as the ball is taken to Wells. Wells passes it over to Anderson for 3. That won't go. Rebound is being bounced around. Alvarado has it and puts it up and in nicely with the left hand for 12 points.
Morningside needs a couple of defensive stops right here, right now, Lou. This game has the potential to get away from them.
And that stopped a 4-0 run by the Cougars. 4:15 left to go in the third quarter. 38-26 is the score. Cougars with the lead. A long shot by Tyson. That won't go, but the rebound is taken by Leon Anderson. Now, Coach Rios was telling me before the game, Rufus, that he wants to hold this Monarch team to 35 points. Looks like they might be able to do it, don't you think?
Nah.
Okay, there you heard the technical shot there, the technical verse from Rufus Washington, as that shot was ugly by Wells. Fires a nice pass in, though, but the layup was blown by Cooper, and the Cougars in trouble with the rebound. Josh Jordan gets out of trouble, and now we have a timeout. Now, limping off is Derek Williams, as he looked like somebody might have given him a shot in the solar plexus, as he's sitting down in a little bit of pain.
And he has, and if we recall from Friday night's game, as we look at Williams grimacing up in the shoulder area, very similar to the injury that he suffered on Friday night.
3:30 left to go in the third quarter, 38-26. Cougars leading the Monarchs. Martin has it right in front of us on Lawndale Hawthorne Community Television, Channel 22. Glad you joined us. Long shot for 3. It's an air ball by Justin Martin, and the rebound goes out of bounds.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Cougars have to know the shot clock, as you see Derek Williams there again. It's hard to say. Can't tell whether it's hand that's hurting or his shoulder.
And there's a long three-point shot that hits the rim by Martin, and Kadeem Williams and Keith Lewis going for the ball, hustling down the floor, and almost collide into the Cougar bench. timeout on the floor with 3:04 left to go in the third quarter. 38-26, Cougars leading the Monarchs in Ocean League action. And before I forget, as long as it's on my mind right now, Rufus, got to say happy anniversary to Tom Strickfadden and young Mrs. Strickfadden. I know that Tom was a cradle robber, and so happy anniversary to that happy couple.
Well, and I concur with that, and I also extend my happy anniversary wishes to them. While we're in the mix, my sister's birthday is tomorrow, January 19th, and even though she's 3,000 miles away, maybe one day through video streaming, she'll get to see these fine broadcasts on Hawthorne Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. Because, see, Lou, I don't think we should limit just to this area. People all over the world ought to be able to see this.
They need to see this.
Absolutely.
Not just
and hopefully
one
day on the East Coast they will.
Absolutely. They find out what hoops is all about here in the South Bay. That's for sure. But, getting back to Mr. and Mrs. Strickfadden and their anniversary, I heard that they went for a very sumptuous lunch, and then when Tom went to roll down the window, the tray of food spilled all over him. No, but happy anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. Strickfadden. Mr. Strickfadden has good choice. We can't say that much about Mrs. Strickfadden's taste, but all right, 2:59 left to go. 38-26 is the score. Kadeem Wells with it, being double teamed. Good defense by the Cougars.
And Coach Rios calls a defensive timeout. Interesting enough, he may be trying to make that 35-point prediction hold up. I don't think it's going to hold up, but it's not often you see a guy with a 12-point lead call a defensive timeout.
Well, it worked as now they're double teaming, and the defensive claws are out on the Cougars, that's for sure. Kadeem Wells gets the inbound pass with 2:45 left to go in the third, and the Monarchs trailing by a dozen. Cathay will be in next whistle as the Cougars almost get the ball back. Matthew Richardson in the ball game for Morningside as the rebound is off to Justin Martin, and a reach around by Matthew Richardson, the 6'3", 210-pound junior, and that's the first personal on Matthew, and just the second personal, or second team foul, I should say, on the Monarchs. Now again, the game with the Culver City was postponed as everybody in the broadcast production crew was frantically looking for the score, and Coach Franklin said, well, somehow the power got turned off in the gym on Tuesday.
So they get a night off.
And it'll be made up on Monday as Josh Jordan puts up the ball. Looked like a little bit of goaltending, but no call, and that ball's put up and in by Jordan.
Jordan with the tip in after the Cougars had 2 or 3 opportunities. The Cougars' size advantage really, really giving Morningside problems.
8th point for Josh Jordan, and now we have a bit of a travel as Leon Anderson tried to walk to the 405.
Well, he took several steps in that direction. Fortunately, the officiating crew stopped him before he got there. Otherwise, he'd still be walking.
Keith Lewis has it and has it stolen away from him. Maurice Alvarado comes up with it. Big hard pass to Anderson. Puts up a shot and puts it up and in. Makes up for his earlier mistake now with 6 points. 40-28 is the score. Lewis coming in. Bounces the ball off of a defender. Leverett has it. Raises up. His shot won't go. Rebound is off and is taken away by Josh Jordan.
Casey Jones got the hand in to knock it loose. Josh Jordan picked up the loose ball.
As Justin Martin has it. Martin gets it back from Casey. Now Lewis going down the right side. Over to Leverett. Now Jordan gets the rebound. Leverett put the putback. No. As Alvarado comes up with the rebound. Loose ball foul is going to go the other way, Rufus.
Cougars now doing the same thing that we talked about earlier was Morningside's problem, and that's an inability to finish on the inside. They had 3 attempts there, all tips at the basket. Couldn't get any of them to go.
1:10 left to go in the third quarter. 40-28. Cougars with the lead over Morningside. Cathay flies in from the free throw line to lay it up and in. What a hang time for Albert.
Well, you don't average 17 points by missing shots, that's for sure. Cathay probably, he along with Alvarado, their 2 best shooters. Brandon Richardson, on the other hand, not too bad a shooter himself.
Nope, that's his first bucket since the first quarter, Rufus. 7 points. Cathay broke his drought after the 3 early on in the second. Shot is blocked by Leverett, but Cathay gets it back. Takes a shot for 2. Got it. So Albert Cathay starting to heat up, Rufus.
Well, and they've got 32 points.
Uh-oh. As Josh Jordan has it, Jordan stops, waits for the defense to go by him, gives it to Casey Jones, waiting for the last shot. 15 seconds now left. And let's see, Casey's got to pass it within the 5 count here. Gets it down, now he dribbles it down the lane, goes up for the shot, bounces off a body. No, rebound is off to Jordan. Jordan is being held onto and falls back. And let's see, a jump ball. So Josh Jordan was hanging on. That was a battle of attrition underneath the basket.
Well, Josh was hanging on for dear life, but here we'll see that jump ball call. You got to give Morningside a lot of credit. No foul in there. They were just aggressively going after the ball. Good no call by the official. Now they've got to go 94 feet in 2 seconds. They get up a shot.
Off. Ooh, my goodness. Albert Cathay was the guy you want to have the ball in that situation.
And he could have put to bed the whole 35-point question with that one shot.
All right, 12 points scored by the Monarchs in that quarter. And 12 points scored by the Cougars in that quarter. It's
as we see the brain trust of the Hawthorne Cougars on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. 10-point ball game, though. We're right where we were. Morningside did half of what they had to do. Half of it was not to let the deficit get any worse. The other half was to cut into the 10-point deficit. They didn't cut into it, but to their credit, and I think it's good for Coach Franklin's program as they're trying to grow. They're facing adversity on the road, okay, but they're handling it pretty okay, even though they're down by 10 on Hawthorne Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22.
Well, it's a growing program under the legendary coach Carl Franklin in his 30th year in the Monarchs crown and the Monarchs throne, that's for sure. Has Morningside 4-12, 0-1 overall in the Ocean League. Here at Hawthorne, the Cougars are 2-1 at home, trying to improve that record, and are on their way. And let's see if they can hold the Monarchs to 3 points.
Well, the Cougars know if they win tonight, they still got to share first place.
That's true.
In the Ocean League.
No matter what Santa Monica does, right?
Absolutely. They're also trying to get to that magic 12 win mark, which ensures you have a wild card spot at a minimum in the CIF playoffs.
Casey Jones, now the rebound is put up and in to Josh Jordan, now with 10 points. And right away, the Hawthorne Cougars pick up where they left off. 44-32 is the score.
I don't think not real, because I don't think we can count one assist that he has.
Now you were talking about talking to Tom Strickfad. Why don't you tell the people listening to the broadcast what you guys are talking about here?
Well, we're wondering whether or not Josh is working toward a triple-double. Actually, if anybody has a shot at a triple-double tonight, it would be Brandon Richardson.
Casey Jones doing some great dribble work, ball work, gives it under to Richardson, speaking of the devil, and he puts it up and in. 9 points for Brandon, 46-32.
So Brandon within a point of a double-double for sure.
So now the ball is taken by Kadeem Wells. Kadeem stops. Good defense shown by the Cougars, even though they have a 14-point lead with 6:55 left to go. Cathay off the glass. No. Rebound is off. Being run down and out of bounds. It went off of Taylor Young in the ballgame, the 6'3 sophomore, getting some good playing time against Morningside.
Some excellent playing time, and this is how you use games like this as an opportunity to work in some of your younger players.
So the ball went off of a Cougar paw, so it's a new 35-second clock for the Monarchs. Ball is inbounded by Anderson, and it's tipped out of bounds by Taylor Young, and it will be Cougar ball. Still 6:52 left to go in the third quarter, 46-32, and Chanderick Tyson with another big game for the Cougars as a shot by Anderson won't go. Rebound is tipped and taken by Richardson. Back he comes on the quick transition, and Tyson with the slam.
And Tyson with the slam and Richardson with another assist. Unofficially, we've got him with 6 assists on the night, as you see. on Hawthorne, Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. Derek Tyson.
Back-to-back 20-point games, Rufus.
Yep.
So the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Monarchs ball with 6:30 left to go.
Cougars' biggest lead of the game at 16 points, with six and a half.
It's a 6-0 run to open up the fourth quarter. Richardson being nailed with the foul. First personal, 5th team foul in the second half. And Maurice Alvarado will go to the line for his first free throws. 64% from the line. The only returning varsity player on this Monarch team. Shows why is it just a 64%er.
Well, he's going to need to step up now.
Next free throw is up and in. 13 for Maurice, and that's the first point of the quarter for the Monarchs. So only 2 more. That's
2 to go. No problem.
Okay, so you changed your posture?
Oh, no problemo. They'll get to 35.
Okay, all right. As the pass inbound, almost stolen away, but Richardson has it underneath to Tyson. And Tyson says, oh, my goodness, I should have had that one. That's my bad.
Well, the pass was a bit low. It was down near his knee, in all fairness to him. And the 6'6" guys don't like bending down quite that low.
Cafe goes in, but the ball doesn't go down, but he will go to the line to shoot 2 as Cafe is fouled by Derek Tyson, his 3rd personal, 6th team foul. So Cafe wearing 13 tonight.
They may get to the 35 one by one, but they're going to get there. In fact, somewhere along the way, they just picked up a point. It's 48-33. They only need a deuce.
Well, there was one free throw made by Maurice Alvarado.
All right.
So now 0 for 1 on the free throw try by Albert Cafe, just 61%. And now, oops, we're down to 1. 10 points now for Albert Cathey. Jordan has it, whips it over to Leverett. Takes a running jump shot in the lane. That was a pretty shot by Tebrion Leverett.
Cougars hitting on all cylinders tonight as they've got 50 on the board already. And Morningside will go to the line. Let's see who's that. That's Cathey, Albert Cathey. Again, one of the leading scorers. And he will have an opportunity from the strike goal at the 35. Come on, Albert. Come on. Come on.
Well, let's see here with 5:54 left. Nope. Rebound is off. Tapped away by Alvarado. Out of bounds. It'll be Cougar ball. 50-34 as that foul was on Richardson. His second, 7th team foul. So, well, the Cougars are sure giving it to him.
Yeah.
Casey Jones with a running jump shot, and that won't go down. Rebound is off, taken by Kadeem Wells. Wells waits for his buddies to catch up with him because all he saw were a bunch of white jerseys waiting for him.
It was 1 against 5. Wells still decides to take it on his own, comes up empty, but the ball goes out of bounds off of the Cougars.
So it'll be Monarchs ball, and Cathey, check that, Kadeem Wells comes limping off. Latron McDowell comes in to replace him. As he has a pad, he being Wells, a pad on one of his knees and was grabbing that knee as he went off. Now Cooper has it. Cooper being blocked underneath. Ball is loose, taken back by Monarchs. 5:25 left in the game, 50-34, and good defense again by the Cougars, and they're riled up tonight.
The one thing I don't see the Monarchs doing, I'm a little surprised by, Louis, I don't see them taking a lot of perimeter shots, which, I mean, first of all, their chances of scoring inside are very slim. I mean, everything they get inside, they've got to work doubly hard for. You would think the jump shot from 10 to 15 feet would be a better option for them.
And the ball goes out of bounds again to the Cougars.
And once again, it's because they're trying to go inside. The Cougars simply too big across the board with the players they have on the floor, with the exception of Casey Jones.
Yep. They'll go to the line this time as Jamal Cooper bounced off of Leverett. Leverett with his second personal, 8th team foul. As Jamal Cooper, 0 points, averaging 9 points a game, 60% from the free throw line. Gets this one.
Oh, okay.
There's your 35.
Hey, that's my guy, Jamal Cooper. That's my guy right there. That's what I'm talking about, Jamal.
Uh-oh, 36
Jamal's in the
points.
running for player of the game.
Okay,
All right.
you
I
heard it
just
here
put him in the
first.
running.
A 60% free throw shooter makes them both. Jamal Cooper, a 6'2", 185-pound senior, makes it 50-36. 5 minutes left in this ball game. Ball's rotated down low to Richardson, back up top to Jordan. Jordan gets it down underneath. Now the ball is taken and shot, and we have a foul.
One thing about our vantage point here, and it's great to be down courtside, unfortunately we sit right next to the coaching staff and also what becomes normally the referee's position when they're down on this end of the floor.
You mean big old Heath Jones, all 6'4" of him?
So you've got a bunch of folks in front of you. Coach Rios, we can see over the top of him, even though we're sitting down. But you're right, when the official.
Get old Heath in there, forget it. It kind of looks like you're on the outside looking in of a wrought iron gate with with that shirt on it.
Exactly.
On a foggy day. Jordan having another terrific game. 10 points for the 6'6" senior, averaging 6 points a game. Actually had 6 points a game against Beverly Hills. Now he has 11 points, 1 for 1 on the free throw. 51-36 as the Cougars go into defensive posture.
Lead at 15. Their biggest lead was 16.
Now here comes Casey Jones, puts up a rainbow, count it. He'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three as he got hammered by Latron McDowell.
Latron McDowell close to getting a flagrant on that one, flagrant or intentional. Heath Jones thought a lot about it. Here you see him going up there. There's no play on the ball because the shot's already been released.
Casey puts it up and in. So Casey Jones with his first bucket of the ball game, Rufus, and a timeout on the floor with 4:29 left. 3 points for Casey Jones for the 5'9" sophomore, and that makes the score 54-36. So only 4 points, Rufus, scored by Morningside in this quarter.
Only 4, but a big 4.
That's right.
4 of the biggest points you'll ever see.
Making your coaching terminology, that technical coaching terminology, come true.
Now, a young squad, though, to talk about Morningside, and again, as we note, they've only got 3 seniors on this squad, a predominance of juniors. Their problem, Lou, plain and simple, is an issue of size. Now, fortunately for them, they don't lose much of their size. In fact, all of their big guys come back next year, with the exception of 6'2", 185-pound Jamal Cooper.
So that's a pretty good future there as the ball is being chased down at center court. And now finally we have a jump ball called, and the arrow is pointing towards the Monarchs with 4:16 left. 54-36 is the score. And just looking at the schedule for Morningside, just look at the teams that they had to play in the Linwood tournament, Rufus. It's just a whole plethora of ranked teams in the Linwood tournament and the Beverly Hills tournament.
Absolutely. Schools like Linwood itself, Canyon Springs, Manual Arts.
Etowanda is in there, I believe.
Etowanda was in that tournament. I don't know that they actually played them. That was another tough one for them.
Etowanda is ranked 6th by the CIF in the Division I AA poll this week. where Santa Monica was ranked 15th. They went down a slot.
And the Olympians, of course, down at number 9. I think the Olympians are a lot better team than what they're given credit for.
And also they're ranked number 19th overall in Southern California by the LA Times. So they're getting a lot of looks. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. 3:30 left on the game clock. A 3-point shot by Tyson from the corner. The magic continues. 23 for Chandarek. Said Shanty Poo this, Lou. Ball is stolen as Jordan lays it up and in.
Crowd thought Josh was going to dunk it. They had it. It was all set up for him.
I thought they were going to have to get out the soldering iron for the rim on that one. Timeout is called as Coach Franklin has seen enough of this. 59 to 36, a 23-point bulge for the Cougars, who are getting fat on the Lions.
As we see the official, Steve Elliott, having a couple of words with Chandarek Tyson. There you see Josh Jordan laying it up.
That's right. Boy, that is a 9-0 run now posted for the Cougars. So it's just been a big run of runs here. 6-0 run to start off the quarter, now a 9-0 run coming down the stretch.
And you're right, I just recorded just a moment ago at 54-36. It was an 18-point lead. Cougars now firmly in control. We can comfortably talk about what's next for the Cougars as they will come out of this game with a win.
Ooh, big
next
game.
up for them is Inglewood. And, of course, playing the Sentinels. Now, that's a horse of a different color.
That's right, and boy, let's talk about legendary coaches coming out of there. And that is Jim Herrick coached high school ball there for a few years before he went on to coach a small school up the 405 called UCLA back in 1995.
Of course, this may be the year that the Cougars can catch Inglewood and Coach Pat Roy's team, as they are only 6-11 overall.
15 points for Josh Jordan off of that steal and layup, Rufus. So Josh is having a good game as well. Anderson gets the pretty pass from Cathay, puts it up and in. He's fouled, I believe, by Chandarek, and he will go to the line to shoot 2. And now they've put up the white flag by Coach Mike Rios.
No, I don't think it's the white
not
flag.
Not the white flag.
It's the red flag that's saying we won the game.
That's right.
Yeah. Morningside may put up a white flag, but
I think that got chewed up too.
Yeah. But Coach Rios again gestured not only a sportsmanship toward the opponent, but also giving his players an opportunity to get some meaningful time in the contest with 2:30 left.
As London Ashley has the ball, London just brought up to the team. Gets it over to Taylor Young, also just brought up to the team. Now down to underneath. The shot is blocked from behind by Anderson as the shot was taken by Leverett. Cathay has it, goes all the way, puts it up, air ball taken by Anderson, up and in. 10 points for Leon Anderson, who Coach Franklin told me could be a big scorer for this Morningside team, as he's a senior. Looked upon to be one of the leaders with very little experience. 61-40 is the score. Give and go down underneath as Ashley has it. Ashley stops, goes up and under. Nice play, but the shot wouldn't go down. Gets a rebound and a foul underneath.
And what I like about what I'm seeing with these guys that Coach has on the floor, who are the end of the bench, and as you mentioned, some JV guys that he's bringing up, giving some experience, is that they're executing well. They ran the play very well. In fact, they drew the foul. They go into the line to shoot 2.
And London Ashley might have had his first varsity free throw there. Does not make it. Now Albert Cathay comes out of the ball game. Now the white flag is being raised by Carl Franklin. Coming in for him is Latron McDowell. Isaac Hughes, a 6'1", 165 sophomore, comes in for Maurice Alvarado. Well, he looks like a good one, Isaac Hughes. Now you see Coach Franklin in the red sweater on the left side of your screen. Ashley's next free throw bounces in, and that could be his first varsity point. 62-40.
And when you see Alvarado come out for Morningside, that's definitely a sign that they put up the white flag on this one. You get ready for the next one. That's all
right.
you can do.
Just take your guys and just hope they don't get dinged up anymore by taking them out. We have a foul underneath. And going to the line is Isaac Hughes, as he was fouled by Taylor Young, his first personal, and the 9th team foul. Should be the 10th team foul, as Hughes's free throw goes off the mark. Now, you talk about the home team being very thoughtful and very polite. The Spirit Squad, the cheerleaders, just said thank you to Leon Hughes for missing. That Spirit Squad's something else. They got some good cheers over there, the Cougar cheer squad. 1:30 left to go, 62-40.
Well, let me ask you a question. The Cougars' season scoring average is 66.4. I'll give you benefit, we'll call it 66. Question now is, will they get to their scoring average of 66?
Well, not if they keep throwing the ball away, but they get the ball back.
Well, no, you can't say not if. You got to either say yes or no.
Oh, I see. I can't do the technical terminology. Baseline jumper in and out. That was a heartbreaker.
You were getting ready to say yes.
I want to say yes, but now there's under a minute left to go, and they need 4 points to do so. As the shot's taken, and here they come. They've got an opportunity as Ashley comes up with the rebound. Ball up to Taylor Young. As Rios wants it, that's for sure. Underneath to Leverett. Leverett gets pounded as he goes up for the layup along the baseline.
And Leverett had the opportunity for a three-point play. That would have made it real close. Of course, we're just having some fun, fans. Coach Rios and his Cougar squad, they could care less now about 66 points. What they do care about is that they've got a 22-point lead with 42 seconds left, and they know that that means a W. They also know that that means that they remain tied for first place in the Ocean League.
And no matter what Santa Monica does tonight, as Leverett makes the first one 63, now makes the second one 64. One bucket to get their season average, and Leverett now with 11 points. Andres Avila makes the foul, and now we have a foul. Oh, traveling call on Kadeem Wells, who's out there getting some good experience for Coach Franklin's Monarchs, and turns the ball over.
And with 35 seconds exactly left on the clock, the question is, will the Cougars take one more shot?
Oh, they'll take at least two.
I don't know. They may hold this up. Game's over. Looks like.
Shot clock is dark, so you're right. Cornering out here as they're doing a nice little weave from the top of the key. 15 seconds, doing some good ball movement.
You better hope Morningside fouls them. Gives them a chance to go to the line, which I don't think they're going to do.
Just cut the losses, and now Kadeem Wells goes after him, trying to force something. 1 second left, and that's going to do it. Cougars defeat the Monarchs 64-40 is the final. A big fourth quarter for the Cougars, who scored 22 points in the final frame, Rufus. And still, these Monarchs come out and are going to shake hands with the Cougars. This is my favorite part of the high school sports programs.
Oh, absolutely. And it was a well-played contest. And Coach Carl Franklin, as any general does, leads his troops in the handshake as they go down the line right in front of our coach post position. There you see Coach Carl Franklin there, knowing that tonight they just played a very good and talented Cougar team whose biggest advantage first was in size against this team. Secondly was the fact that the Cougars have Brandon Richardson and Shanderick Tyson in particular, along with Josh Jordan, and the Monarchs simply had no answer for that.
That's true. 22-8 was the final score of the fourth quarter, and final score of the game was 64-40 in that game. Maybe we can get Coach Rios over here and have him talk to us in the post game, as Charity Bailey has the night off. She is on assignment tonight, as Mike Rios is making his way over to our broadcast table. So we're going to get cozy here with Coach Mike Rios And final score of this ball game again, Coach Rios, 64-40, a big win in the Ocean League. And I tell you what, the Cougars look very good against the Monarchs tonight.
We had set out a goal to hold them to 35. We typically try to set goals for ourselves each game. So we're a little disappointed that we didn't meet that goal, but we did a few other things out there that we were hoping to do. So this is a good win to build off of. We're 3-0. It's much better than being 0-3. So we'll take it.
Well, Coach, you held them to 40 points. Will the guys get credit for almost meeting the goal?
No, almost ain't close. Almost ain't good enough, Rufus. You know that.
Only 8 points in the fourth quarter, though. But Rufus, he was the naysayer of that. So I just got to tell you that right off.
Coach, I got to ask you about Shanderick Tyson. God, the last 2 games we've seen him, the guy's just been phenomenal. Can you talk about his development over the course of this season and what the future looks like for him?
Well, he's got a lot of junior colleges who are all over him. They keep calling, and everybody loves 6'6" long. He can jump out the gym. And this is his really true first year of playing organized basketball. So his potential, I'm sometimes in awe of some of the plays that he makes because he continues to grow every game, and he gets more confident every game.
He kind of looks like a mini big ticket, that's for sure, out there. On the other side, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm stretching, but but we're not going to call him Shanny Poo tonight, that's for sure. We got that over with early. But Brandon Richardson on the other night, on the other side of the ball, dishing the ball off to Shanderick and his friends, and kind of keeping his scoring low to 9 points tonight, but still blossoming another part of his game.
Well, Brandon is an awesome team player. As a matter of fact, when he's wide open, sometimes we have to pull him because he doesn't shoot it. And even the guys on the rest of the team are saying, Brandon, shoot the ball. So he loves to get out there and be able to pass the ball. I think he has probably about 5 or 6 assists tonight. I didn't check, but he did a good job of distributing the ball.
Well, I think he had at least 6 assists tonight,
exactly.
Rufus, 4 in the first half, I believe. And then Josh Jordan in the middle ended up with a very good second half, had 9 points in the second half.
Sometimes it's not about putting up the big numbers. You could put up a Lusinger, a very good team who beat us. They had 2 guys score 29 and 29 and didn't come out on the winning side. So sometimes it's about just playing good team ball. And, no knock on those guys. They beat us recently a couple times. But it's not about putting up the numbers. It's about playing good team ball and getting that W.
Coach, let me ask you about Derek Williams, a guy who's shown a lot of heart the last 2 games, and he's gone out of each of those contests banged up. What's his health condition?
Derek he broke his ankle in the fall, and he came back a little early and didn't recover like how we had hoped. He's been going to the trainers, and they've been working with him, but he's got 2 bad ankles, a bad shoulder, and the kid just continues to go out there and give us everything he's got. So we really appreciate his hard work, and we hope that his senior year that he can just get healthy and be able to go out there and give 100%.
And to celebrate this win, all you have to do is play Inglewood next week.
Oh, yeah, we're excited about that. We'll celebrate this one for about 15 minutes, and then we'll go out there and, we split with them last year 1-1. And actually, when we had them here, we were up by 16, and then some silly mistakes here and there. So we're more than capable of going out there and handling our business to go 4-0 in the Ocean League.
And then right after that, the Walk the Hot Coals still next week, a week from tonight, here on Hawthorne, Lawndale Community Cable Channel 22. We have you against your co-partner at the #1 spot, Santa Monica.
Who? All I do is I look at the next game, and we scout the teams, we get ready for them. I know we got Inglewood coming on Friday, and that is going to be a difficult task for us to go over there and play them at their house. We're anticipating a large crowd, a good playoff type atmosphere for us, and those are the games that we love to play.
Let's talk one last question, at least from me, Coach, about the season as we start to look and point toward the playoffs. What does your team have to do? What's your estimation of where you are and where you want to be in terms of the team's development as you head toward the playoffs?
Well, we're getting good contribution from our starters. We just need a little more consistency from the bench. Sometimes we got Tabrion, who played pretty solid tonight. He'll come in and give us good minutes, and then another game he'll struggle a little bit. So we need to get some good play off of our bench to give our starters a break every now and then.
All right, well, thanks, Coach Mike Rios, in his third year at the helm of Hawthorne, now improving to 11-8, winning 3 in a row with a big 64-40 win over Morningside. And we'll see you next Friday night.
And always one of our favorite guests on Coach's Clipboard.
Absolutely. All right.
Thanks, fellas.
All right,
Thank you, Coach.
See you later.
Appreciate
Congratulations. Okay.
Thanks for stopping by, Mike.
Mike Rios coming on to say hi, and just telling you about the final stats, Rufus. Why don't we just tell what's going on, and then we'll go over the updated Ocean League standings after we get that. And so just tell you about Shanderick Tyson, 23 points, also capped off his night with a big three-pointer, had a slam dunk, and was probably my player of the game vote getter again. And we'll go over that again.
Okay.
And gosh, we just have so many people there, because then Josh Jordan had 15 points, 11 points for Tabrion Leverett, 9 points for Brandon Richardson, and probably close to 8 or 9 assists on the night. And followed by 3 points for Casey Jones and 1 point for London Ashley in just a few seconds actually. And Justin Martin.
Watch out,
oh my
Lou,
gosh.
Whoa, I got you.
Okay.
I got you, okay.
My goodness, that was scary. See, it's a good thing we're not in Rancho Santa Margarita, that's for sure. And Justin Martin had 2 points, good for 64 points for the Cougars. Well, do you smell
I think
a cat
you're
in the
right.
house here?
Shanderick Tyson clearly, in my opinion, I agree with you 100%. Player of the game for the Cougars and for this contest. A force to be reckoned with, and Morningside had no answer for him.
And the Monarchs of Morningside fall to 4-13, 0-2 in league and 0-2 on the road. We're led by 13 points by Maurice Alvarado, 10 points for Leon Anderson. Albert Cathay was held to just 10 points. He averages 13, almost 14 points a game. 2 points for Jamal Cooper, who was held pretty much scoreless until 2 free throws there in the fourth quarter. 2 points for Devon Lockley, the big guy in the middle. 3 points, check that, 13 points, as we said, for Maurice Alvarado. Kadeem Wells had 3, none in the second half, and he leads that team with 19 steals. And that's good enough for the 40 points, and only 20 points in the whole second half. Actually 20 points in each half for the Monarchs. So a good defensive effort shown by the Cougars tonight.
It was good, not quite good enough, according to Coach Rios. I mean, I tried to help the guys out. You know, I asked him, I said, well, yeah, I know the goal was 35, it was 40. How about that? You still got a 24-point win. Coach, as coaches will do, say that's not good enough. So you can expect that the Cougars will be hitting the hardwood tomorrow. They're going to be practicing real hard as they get ready for their Friday night contest.
Get some blisters on their feet doing the sprints.
Fun part is we'll be over at Lusinger for what will be a big Bay League contest as they take on the Redondo Seahawks, man. That's no cakewalk either.
I'll tell you what, the gums will be receding on the Olympians as they'll be baring their teeth. That's for sure.
Right.
After that loss to West, I'm sure that Reggie Morris is getting those guys back in gear.
Absolutely. I'm sure they're practicing tonight for that one. And, of course, fans know we'll have it right here on Hawthorne Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22.
All right. So, well, Rufus, I think we just better put a bow on this one and call it a wrap. Okay. Well, why don't we tell you, did we go over those Ocean League standings? I don't know if we did or not. The updated Ocean League standings, if Tom still has the graphic back there. Actually, our Holiday Inn Express and Hotel Suites player of the game, Shanderick Tyson, back-to-back 20-point ball games, as Shanderick ended up with 23 tonight.
23, and Brandon Richardson. The Tipper had a close second for Brandon because Brandon showed a great deal of leadership. As we said, clearly he could lead this team in scoring anytime he so chose, but he was a distributor tonight, and I like that. He showed a great deal of leadership, shared the ball, got his teammates involved, and it was a team effort. And as we talked about with Josh Jordan stepping up, I mean, if you're getting 15 points a night from Josh Jordan and these other two guys doing it, you've got something working then. You're looking at 45, 50 points just among those three guys.
Absolutely, and then Justin Martin also had a big game against Beverly Hills as well. So lots of weapons on this Hawthorne Cougar team as they just keep getting better as league goes on.
And I'm glad you mentioned Justin because he's another one of the rocks on this team. Justin is a power forward. He does the dirty work. I mean, he does the stuff that fans don't often see and notice because he's in there scrapping for rebounds, going for loose balls, taking a tough defensive assignment on the other team. All valuable parts. He was a key ingredient on last year's squad, has brought that wealth of experience to this year's squad, and he's made a big difference. The Cougar, the one thing they've got to be concerned with when we talk to Coach Rios about it is the health of Derek Williams. Of course, we know he's got a very capable backup in Casey Jones, but the last couple of weeks, Williams has been a starting guard, out on the floor leading them, and once again, we saw him leave the floor tonight a little bit banged up.
Now let's hope that he gets those couple of days of rest, gets that extra day of rest here with the game on a Wednesday. Actually, well, it gets tomorrow off, well, at least until the running starts. That's for sure in the afternoon. But Santa Monica, depending on what happens with the Santa Monica, Hawthorne will either be tied with Santa Monica or be a game ahead. With the 2-0 at Santa Monica, Hawthorne is now 3-0. Inglewood is at 1-1 at the time of this broadcast. Culver City 0-1 as they have the makeup game with Morningside, who is now 0-2, and that will be on Monday. Culver City at Morningside, and then Beverly Hills at 0-2 as of the time of this broadcast after the big 64-40 win by the Cougars.
Absolutely. So the Cougars are good and rolling, and once again, congratulations to Coach Mike Rios and his squad, as we can comfortably say they are the first place team in the Ocean League.
The team to beat, and as Rufus said, we will see them play Hawthorne, Santa Monica at Hawthorne. That's Wednesday the 25th, but on Friday, that's the 20th of January, we will take our traveling road crew and pitch our tents up in front of Olympic Gymnasium, where Redondo Seahawks come to land to play Lusinger. So that should be a very fun Bay League action game, and we hope that you follow all the action here on Channel 22 Sports. Well, Rufus, what do you think? You gonna put your finger on the bow here so we can tie it up and send it off? Okay. There we go. For Tom Strickfaden and the crew, again, happy anniversary to you and Mrs. Strickfaden, and Rufus Washington and the great crew here at Channel 22. I'm Lou Stowers telling you the final score from Courtney Gymnasium, the Cougars 64-40 over the Monarchs. Until next Friday, so long. The preceding presentation of this Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week was brought to you in part by a generous donation from the Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites, South Bay. The Holiday Inn Express is partnering with Channel 22 Sports to help promote our young people in sports competition and academics so that everyone in our community wins. The Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites. Stay smart. The preceding presentation of this Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week was brought to you in part by a generous donation from the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board is working together with Channel 22 Sports to promote an environment where everyone can maximize their career potential and so that all employers have the human resources they need to grow and prosper. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board. When you need us, we are there for you. The preceding presentation of the Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week is brought to you in part by a generous donation from Ralph's Food for Less, the nation's premier price impact supermarket chain. Food for Less is proud to be working with the community to enhance the lives of everyone by providing a diverse selection of products and customer service and by reaching out to support the communities in which we serve.